Big Jook gave his life away. But let me explain. First, I want to say rest in peace to Big Jook, rest in peace to Young Dolph, and rest in peace to all the brothers and sisters that's lost their life in this whole situation that's going on in Memphis. We know how street politics work. We know how when the street gets hot, it gets hot. We know how all of this type of stuff work. I think Big Jook was moving a little reckless in the street. Big Jook was moving like he was untouchable. And from what the guys in Memphis are saying is that Big Jook knew that there was a hit on him. He knew that there was retaliation ready to happen. So that's why I said Big Jook gave his life away. Not in the sense of he just got up and gave his life away, but where he was moving in the city that he know there was beef. We all know how it goes in street politics. Perception is life. Perception is true. Someone perceives something, that's how they're going to deal with it. So Big Jook is alleged to have put a bag on Young Dolph's head. Yeah, that's what the whole streets are saying. That's what everybody is saying. But we don't know that. We don't know that for sure. You know, there's all type of accusation going on around. There's people linked to people. You know, I know people in the street that are friends with people that kill people, and they have nothing to do with it. So we know this could also happen. But what I want to talk about is Big Jook know what the perception was. He knew the street perceived him to be one of the guys allegedly to be involved in the Young Dolph hit. So when you're moving around in the street with that perception to people, people understand that you are one of the guys. You understand that people think you're one of the guys. So when you're outside, you have to be very protective, and you shouldn't be outside as much when you know there's a full-fledged war. Because from what I'm being told from guys I know from Memphis is that there's a full-fledged war going on down there. We don't know. A lot of people are not hearing what's going on because the media doesn't cover everything. Only when somebody kind of famous or kind of known gets hit, then we hear something about it. But there's a full-fledged war going on down in Memphis. So Big Jook knew this was going on. And from what I'm told, these guys, Big Jook, Yo Gotti, they don't live in Memphis. They only come back and visit from time to time. But when Big Jook is in Memphis, he should know how to move. He should know that you have to put a barrier in front of you. And when the hitters come, they have to get through that barrier to get to you. The hitters shouldn't be able to get through to you shouldn't have one security guard. So that's easy for the hitters to get through. You shouldn't have one person ahead of you. You know, you coming out of a restaurant, the car should pull up so you could jump right in. Big Jook wasn't taking all these precautions that he should have been taking, but as a real street cat, that he should have been taking. So Big Jook, in a sense, gave his life away by not preparing himself for what could happen. You know, I seen videos with Big Jook taking shots at Young Dolph. That's another perception there. So even if Big Jook didn't have anything at all to do Young Dolph's murder, they're gonna say he does. It doesn't matter what the real story is. As they say all the time, as the dude Charlemagne say, nobody believes the truth when the lie sounds much better. And it could be a lie that Big Jook and Yo Gotti could have nothing to do with the death of Young Dolph. But the whole city, the whole world, even I look at stuff and be like, man, this is a coincidence. There's too much coincidence. This does look like, Big Jook has something to do with the death of Young Dolph. So that leads Big Jook to be able to maneuver in a city knowing that, hey, street cats think I murdered a kid. So I have to maneuver around. I have to stay out of their way. I have to have a barrier in front of me when I'm rolling. I need to have 2 or 3 cars. I need to have my driver pull up. They say he did have a bulletproof truck. That bulletproof truck should pull up at the front of the restaurant or pull up at the front of the club or pull up at the front of the office or wherever you at for you to go right out and go in it and keep moving. But I think that Jook felt comfortable with being at home sometimes because, when you have that Don persona, and we can see how Big Jook moved, that he was kind of that guy in Memphis or one of those guys in Memphis that, but these dudes nowadays, They don't care who you are. They don't care what's going on. They don't care if you the number one guy. They don't care if you the old school gangster. They don't care about none of that. All they know is that they're coming to hit you. They're coming with the switch. They're coming with this. They're coming with that. These young goons nowadays, they're a different breed of dudes. They move by a different set of rules. And quite frankly, if you're a street cat, you're gonna say Jook was breaking the rule. Jook should be surrounded by his dudes, surrounded by his goons. So when these dudes pull up, unless they coming on a crash out mission, a dummy mission that they know that, hey, we're not making it home, that they got to think twice about coming to shoot up there. Because when they start shooting, they should know, yo, these 35 dudes, they're going to turn the heat back onto us. And there's no way we can outgun these 35 dudes. No matter how, we got 2 switches, but that's not enough. But I think that when you're comfortable as the person that you are, and when you have money, and when you feel kind of secure around the people, because when you're around people that you feel like you can trust, that leads you to feel more secure. And a lot of people are talking about the message that Jook wrote on social media before he died. I mean, that again would prove my point. So if you know that there are snakes around you, you should have took yourself away from those snakes. They shouldn't have been around you, or you shouldn't have been around them for them to be able to put you in a situation to set you up for your life to get taken. And that's what a lot of people don't understand when I talk about this Big Jook thing. That when I'm saying he gave his life away, that there's too much rules of a street dude that Jook knew better that he broke. He broke the cardinal rule of not protecting yourself at all times as a gangster, of never, I was always told that real gangsters are not out all the time because it's easy for somebody to get you. From young, I've always known that the dudes that I know of the gangsters, they don't go to the club. They're not here. They're not there. You see them on the block, but that's because they control the block. All the dudes that you see ahead of them, those are their soldiers. So they know how to maneuver around that. So you'll never catch them in places that they're not supposed to be caught. So those dudes usually go to jail. They might die in jail. Somebody in the same hood from them usually will take them out. But it's not usually the ops from another neighborhood, because they don't go where those guys go. They stay out of striking distance. And that's what Jook should have did. Jook should have stayed out of striking distance, and he didn't. So in sense, Jook gave his life away. Jook gave his life away. When you think about the whole situation with Yo Gotti, I seen Yo Gotti came on stage, he had a bulletproof vest. What he said is they don't fold, they don't break. Real street dude stuff. Real street and, real street ninja stuff. But Jook broke some of the rules of real street ninjas. He broke some of those rules and it cost him his life. Jook should have knew that being out in an area where you're perceived to have killed someone could cost you your life. He should have known that the guys that's in the area would be looking for him. He knew that people were dying from each side, so he should have known that, hey, I need to be very protective. This 10 minutes lap that I'm thinking is okay, I shouldn't be taking. And it seems like that's exactly what Jook did, which he shouldn't have done. It's a sad situation. I don't like to see it. We wish that Gotti and Dolph, or however the beef started originally without Gotti and Dolph, they could have all sit down and had a conversation, and they probably could have break bread together. Everyone would be alive right now, living happily ever after. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. And lives are taken on both sides. So even if we perceive that it's a beef between the two, and it's not really true, and it's not really what's happening, too much coincidence. Look just like that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, though, man. Did Big Jook give away his life? Did Big Jook put his life on the line? And for all you crazy people out there that talking about Yo Gotti sacrificed his brother, man, y'all need to stop this nonsense, man. Can't imagine Yo Gotti going on YouTube and see you clowns saying that he sacrificed his brothers. Like, come on, man. Y'all supposed to be street dudes. Cut the sacrifice and stuff out that the man sacrifices, brother. This is nonsense to y'all, man. I need to stop it. I'm out.